Hey everyone, Spectre here, and whose ass hurts today? I mean, mine does. All thanks to Roku, and and then getting a little too involved with the story, and enamored with it. And the story for me was, hey, Roku's gonna go through 462, 463, and it's going to go up here to 475 and 480, and that's the play that I was like all excited about doing, right? And so, what I want to do in this video is talk to you about what went right, what went wrong, and how one could have traded this. And the really crazy thing is, I basically didn't follow just plan and the rules, the trade setup. It was actually, this is one of the cleanest patterns that I love, but my emotion and desire for a different outcome trumped me just reading what the chart was doing. Right, I had created this story, and so I minimized some of the gains that I could have had, and and yeah, I mean it's not too bad. I mean it's actually not that painful. What's more painful in this is that missing the opportunity uh, on the trade, the doing it properly, and that's what really hurts. Is like it's like so right there and obvious, but this is where getting caught up in the story. It's okay to have a story, but you got to let the chart confirm that story, right? And then the other side is I can't beat myself up too much because I had a plan and it didn't work out, right? But missing out on the other one for the scaling is kind of painful. I'm going to show you that right now. And so first off, I want to share one tip. Okay, the one was, hey, look, I know there was a nice breakout, but I'm expecting some profit taking at the open here, right? So what you do is, so the levels here are already kind of prepared for you, right? And if I'm expecting profit taking, what I like is take shares. You don't have to do the options because it's kind of like in the rush of everything, what price and trying to get the best price and all that. It's like, look, we know it's going to drop. Just grab 500 shares or 100 shares or whatever you want, right? And that makes sense. And you just get short and you set buy orders. What you're supposed to do is put buy orders here, 1 to 2 levels below, or one at 450. Like I was when I saw this action, and I kind of built this story in my head that, hey, this is going to dip on 450, and then 452 to 450, and then it's going to bounce and run right up. And the so that's the story I built. So in that mindset, guess who's covering? Who put his buy orders to lock in the gains? This joker here, right? Right here, right? So look at what was missed. And I'm not even talking about this right here. I'm talking just this part. And so this is the way this is supposed to be traded. Is you have this break, you have it come here, you see it test VWAP, it rejects and fails. If you didn't get short here, and you see this and comes down, you get short right here, right? But I'm sitting here going, oh, hey, I'm going to buy this scoop and I'm going to ride it here. And, yeah, got some here, sold some, got slammed on this, right? And then the next trade was when it came down to this level. And that's where it's actually kind of okay, right? You want to go long. If you have that story or mindset that it's going to go here, you go long. And then as soon as it's rejecting VWAP and struggling here, you can it. Then I tried it on this here, said, oh, hey, that's a higher low. Okay, let me go here. And boom. And then rather, I think I was a little too patient. And anyways, this trade went red. And then at that point, okay, So if you had stuck with the short thesis, because hey, look, the opening action is weak. There's going to be profit taking. If you traded from here to here, just here to here, right? To this watch list level from here, and you just took shares and took, say, let's just say you took a hundred shares, right? 458, 460 pre-market. Let's just say, right? Say 450, 440, 458 right here. That's good enough. Boom, all the way down to 444. That's like 12 points. So just on 100 shares, you would have made $1,200, right? On 500 shares, that's like 6 grand in like 30 minutes. Great work. And it's clean. There was no like risk where after this it never broke over VWAP. There was no like, hey, I went red on the trade. You just let it work, and it gets here. And that would have been the trade setup for trading from this watch list level to this level without walking into the morning with the big story that it has to bounce here, right? And it's going to do it quickly. And I don't want to miss out on that big move. And so I definitely got caught up in the space, but in the Roku, doing a big rip and giving this big opportunity. But the chart, the language of how it was playing and where it was going to go was right there. And it was basically here, and this thing right here, and this test and fail. This is what's telling us, hey, you know what? There's sellers. We're on a sell program. We're on a sell mission. So if you missed the short up here, you could have got short here, right? And you can just risk $1 of the VWAP here. You can get, it's starting to go red. You start seeing it. So you get on that bandwagon. You write it down into here. So let's go over and say, hey, if you traded this properly, what could you would have done? Say, hey, it's at 458. It's 444. I'm going to grab the 450 puts. So you could have grabbed it here for roughly $5. Say, hey, I'm going to risk $1. And then sold some as soon as it got to here. I believe that was right here when it got to this level. That's 10 o'clock. Let's see where it's at. $10, right? So if you just talk 10 contracts, $5,000, risking $1,000, and you waited to this watch list level, you would have made $5,000. Okay. So that's what we go over in the THT program and talk about live. And those are the kind of trade setups that we want to look for. But that's what we want to do. And now, if you missed this $5 entry, when it got to the VWAP and failed, you could have also got in. So that's roughly like right around 950 in this case. And so you could have got in right here, probably about $7 or $8, and put a risk to $7, risking $1. And so you got it at 8, chased it a little bit, boom, hit that level, $11. You still would have made $3 grand, risking $1,000. Great risk reward, right? And this is all in 15 minutes, and you could be done for the day. Don't need to do anything else. Now, what we did do is, scooping here, and so it's kind of nice. It's got right here 260, something like this, $3, right? And then popped up to 4 real quick. And I'm looking for this, so sold some as it started failing, and then stopped out on the rest as it came back. And then at the next level, I had my overall stop when I entered this trade was like $3 because I didn't know if it was going to dip one more time, and I'd have to be able to add. And so I have to set something as a guide. So I'm like, hey, if it goes here and rips up quickly, and then I want to add if it gets over this VWAP. And so that was kind of the plan I was making, but it failed. And it comes in, and so I'm not, it's Thursday. It's Thursday or Friday. You can't be too patient, especially on something that's juiced because of the move from the day before. If it starts coming out, you just stop out. And I'm sharing this because I know there's a lot of people who follow how I trade and want to see. Is that sure? I might end at $3, and it comes down here. I'm gonna, and it's at $4. I'm not gonna hold size down here to $2 to get stopped out. As soon as it starts coming back toward me and my entry price, I'm sizing out, or I'm stopping out. I don't care. I'll go back in. I can always get it back in at a better price, which is what happened here. Then you went back in, okay, trying again, and double top failed at 3 and started coming back, and they stop out. And at this point, the realization is, hey, okay, and this is the next part of the video I want to go into is when you see all this and it's heavy like this, you can start making plans and going, hey, what happens if this 444 breaks? If it breaks, it's going to go, it will likely go 438 to possibly 432. Okay. And my target, because it's already dropped a couple, is going to be somewhere between 438 and 432. So is it worth it? Like, can I get into a trade here where I'm risking $1? Like, if you look at this and it's like 6 points of gain, is it more than 3 to 1 risk reward? Because I always want to make $3 at least if I'm going to risk $1. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's an opportunity here. And so if it breaks, here, as soon as it broke, you could have hopped in on, you could have done the 440 puts, right? Because we don't need to be that much in. Let's go get the 440 puts. So that's roughly right around 11. So let's take a look at the price around 11 o'clock. Let's get rid of this theoretical. I hate that. Seeing that. Okay. Now, right around 11, it starts at $3, $3.50. It's starting to do this drop on these puts. I'm like, hey, you can get right in. You get in $3.50, $3.25, risk down to this $3, $2, something like $2.50, and you just kind of have to say, I like to use the previous lows or just set a number. So like when you're in the heat of it, I'm just going, hey, look, I'm gonna risk 50 cents, and then I just size like that. I'm getting in. I know I'm getting in on this break quickly, and right here. And I'm starting to see that, hey, it's about to break. As soon as it even starts crossing or hinting, I'm getting in. And then, boom, you're in right here, say 350, risking 50 cents. And you write it down to the next watch list level. And it gets down here, roughly around 11:30. And boom, 11:30, it's 650. Look at that. Right? $6, let's just say. $5.50 to $6. Right, so if you're in at 350, you made $3 risking 50 cents. That's amazing, right? 10 contracts risking $500. You sell it for $2,000 to $3,000 gain. Okay, all within a half an hour, and done. Yeah, sure, it dropped a lot more, and you can plan for more of this. But I'm caring about being able to take a trade from this level to this level and calling it a day and making really good gains day in, day out. And so yeah, the making money on this side, but could you imagine? I mean, look at this. If the plan was, hey, look, it's going to fill the gap and go red, and it's going to do this right here. This is the previous day close, not previous day close, but this run up breakout 444. And if it does that, it's going to go to 438. And had started with that plan. I mean, look at this. Could have got in right here, $2, $2.50. Even later when it popped up here, $3, and and then boom, and just sat here for the day, saying, hey, as long as it doesn't go over review app, I'm going to ride this for whatever it wants to give me. And you can cover some at this. You can cover some at this level. Lock a little bit in here, lock some in here, and leave runners. And you would have made some really good money, like $3,000. You could have made anywhere from I don't know, probably somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000, between $3,000 in capital, risking $1,000, probably even $500 actually. Actually, if you're depending on where you're in here, if it's 250, it would have been $2,000, and so yeah, so there's a lot of lessons in this video, and I hope it's really helpful for you guys. I'm going to make this part of our 2-hour trade. This is actually one of the setups I had just gone over in the course video about how this is the setup that you can trade, and going for, hey, what to look for the entry and everything. And of course, I let a emotion and a story cloud my judgment and my reading of the chart today, and I ended up missing out on really, really nice opportunity, and then getting losing some on these bounce trying to bounce it here and getting slammed and bounce here and slammed, and made a little bit, lost a bit, and just it was unnecessary, and that hurts, sucks. It's frustrating because this is such a clean So, anyways, the key lessons here is, uh, have a story, but let the chart dictate. Number two is even if you lose on here, and you can see it's on a watch list level, plan. Start making plans. What happens if it bounces and starts going up? Make a trade plan. What happens if it breaks? And where's it going to go? And what's my reward going to be? And is it worth it? Get in, make a trade plan for a bull case. Make a trade plan for a bear case. And regardless of all this other chop, what it does, there are always more opportunities, and you can always trade from level to level and make really, really good money. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and share, and follow me on Twitter. And if you're not already subscribed for the watch list, be sure to do that. And thanks again, guys, and good luck in your trading.